So what you're looking at right now, viewers, is a little layout in Argo Station, which I previously filmed. Link is in the description. And this was here for Railway Heritage Day. Now this layout is called Chuffed, and what Chuffed is supposed to be is it's kind of hard. Well, It's not really hard to explain. You'll see what the problem is here in a second. But it's supposed to be what the Canadian troops would see coming to Europe or coming to England, leading up to D-Day. And they've done this, and they've got Thomas and Friends characters here. And so I would say this is probably on the island of Sodor leading up. So it's in the World War. It's in the Second World War, which is where the books take place, I'm pretty sure, the Railway series. And what they've done here, and they've got a mix of Hornby, that's a little Hornby 040 right there.
So does this layout
They've mixed Hornby and Bachmann models together.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, it didn't come out too bad, and as you can see, there's a Model Power Canadian Pacific Docksider there, with a Model Power U.S. Army tanker. And as you just saw there, the little houses and buildings and everything, they're made of, well, I almost said wood. They're made of paper, and they're printed out. And I mean, for this Thomas and Friends concept, it didn't come out too bad, as you can see. They were well constructed, and that was the key to the whole thing, having it well constructed. So anyway, I'll stop yammering here. Oh, wait a minute. Here's some Railway series books, which one of the creators of the layout had. I'm pretty sure one of them is from 1957. And yeah, so they also wired this up in a very interesting way. They got little switches there, not track switches. They're little red buttons, and I'm pretty sure you just saw them. But yeah, they have this layout wired up. It's interesting the way they did this, because it looks like it's kind of cheaply done, but at the same time it's not. And no, I did not get any film of the wiring. And there's the DC controller right there, and you can see those red buttons there. Those buttons operate the different loops on the layout.
See what we could find.
Oh, that's awesome.
There are some orders there, I'm pretty sure.
Some tracks for your engine.
So while I was there, I had a pretty interesting conversation with the owner of the layout. Well, one of the owners, I suppose. There's two of them. I had a pretty interesting conversation with him about the downfall of the Hornby Thomas line and all sorts of stuff there. And yeah, and as you can see, he had some operating problems there with trains running a little too fast. So the reason I've turned the visuals off here for a second, viewers, is because there's something very important you need to hear first. So one of the owners of the layout, he met the Reverend W. Awdry, which is the guy who wrote the Railway series, which Thomas and Friends is based off of. So anyway, he met Reverend W. Awdry at this church, and the Reverend had his layout there, and it was all custom built. He made his own characters. Well, he made his own characters, but he made the actual engines there. And I think this was about 1957 when he met him. And here's a little tip that the Reverend gave the spectators there at the church about Scratch building the locomotive, or Scratch building the characters. And I should also mention he was also selling his books there. So he had his books there, and he had his layout there. It was a publicity thing.
When you make the cowcatcher for Toby, make 3 because you're sure to break one sticking it on.
That sounds about right.
I'll take your train.
So there was no way I couldn't not include that in the video. I think that's pretty special that he remembered that for all these years. Remember, this was 57, so this was a while ago. So anyway, viewers, I hope you enjoyed this little video. And yeah, maybe I'll film Chuffed again. I don't know. If I see it again, I'll film it. I'll be sure to film it. So anyway, viewers, thanks for watching this little I don't know how well put together this video was, but thanks for watching anyway.